is enough said. What up, Heat Nation? Yo, boy Ernest here. Back with another Miami Heat Talk video. Appreciate the support, you guys. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe if you love Miami Heat content. And now that we got that out the way, please join me as we go on another Miami Heat Talk adventure. In this episode, you guys, I want to talk about the situation that's going on with Simone Fontecchio. As we all know, Simone Fontecchio was a player that the Miami Heat traded for as a part of the Duncan Robinson sign and trade package. But recently, as of Tuesday, there's been reports coming out about the possibility of Simone Fontecchio being waived by the Miami Heat. And it caught me by surprise, you guys, because why the hell would Miami do that? So I read a few reports from Yanni Barak and Ethan Skolnick. Ethan Skolnick from 5 Reasons Sports. And, you know, if Ethan Skolnick is saying it, you guys, there's some truth to it. But Yanni Barak wrote on Twitter that the Miami Heat are considering waiving Simone Fontecchio to avoid the luxury tax. He's closely monitoring the situation of the Italian star, whose potential return to Europe is emerging. So Europe is actually looking at this situation because if he's waived, they're going to pick him up. Then Ethan Skolnick reported, and I'm going to read this quote that he mentioned. I mentioned this as a possibility that they may consider the day they acquired him, referencing the possibility of Fontecchio being waived. No rush to do it now. Haven't heard that's happening yet. Now, here's my thought process on that, you guys. I don't understand why the Miami Heat would do that. Now, I understood why you traded Duncan Robinson for Simone Fontecchio. You didn't want to pay Duncan Robinson. He opted out of his contract, and then it ended up being a sign and trade. Now, I'm sure a lot of us Heat fans are thinking, if you didn't want Simone Fontecchio, why in God's name would you have done a sign and trade with Duncan Robinson to get this guy when Duncan Robinson opted out of his contract? Because when Duncan opted out of his contract, that was $20 million off your books. And now you're taking Simone Fontecchio, who's making $8 million next year. I honestly feel, you guys, and this is my speculation, but Duncan Robinson was with the Miami Heat for a very long time, since 2018, 7 years. Built a relationship with Eric Spoelstra, Pat Riley. He was the leader in three-pointers. I think the Miami Heat wanted to do right by Duncan. They didn't want to give him that 3-year extension that he wanted, but they said, you know what? We're going to send you to a team that's going to give you that. Because Detroit didn't have the space. So in order to give Duncan that money, they had to do a sign and trade. So I respect Pat Riley by doing right by his players, because I know Pat Riley is getting a stigma that he doesn't do right by his players. He doesn't treat his superstars right. And I understand why people say that. I understand that notion. But for Pat Riley to do something like that for Duncan Robinson, it shows me that he does do right by his players. It's a business, guys. The superstar players make the most money. A lot of these superstars make 25 to 30% of the team's salary. And when Father Prime hits these superstars and they're not worth that money anymore, Pat Riley knows. And you have to understand that sometimes in a business, you have to make very difficult decisions. And decisions like letting Dwayne Wade walk was bad. That was just a bad move. But there's other situations like the Jimmy Butler situation. You didn't want to give him an extension because he wouldn't give you anything during the regular season. Maybe that's different with Golden State, but Miami enabled that bad behavior when he was here. And Jimmy just got lazy. So you had to make a difficult business decision that was beneficial for your team. So I understand why the Miami Heat signed and traded Duncan Robinson and took Simone Fontecchio. Fontecchio's on an expiring contract, so the Miami Heat can either buy him out, they can maybe move him somewhere else for like a future second-round draft pick, or they can waive him. They can waive and stretch him. They have all these options. Now, it's not easy to really trade for him. Like, if you're trading Simone Fontecchio and you're looking to get just like a second-round draft pick back, that's not going to happen because a lot of teams don't have cap space. 2025 is a really tough free agency period because teams don't have money. So that's the reason why these reports are coming out that the Miami Heat may waive Simone Fontecchio. I don't think they should. I think they should let this guy play the season. I've been saying it multiple times. This season needs to be mirrored by depth. Depth. We need to have a lot of players on this team that can be ready to go, especially for injury. And Simone Fontecchio, who was a Miami Heat killer, is a three-point sniper. I know last year he didn't really have his best season, but when you look at his 2 previous years with Detroit and Utah, he was a very durable and solid player. He averaged 40% and 42% from the three-point line. Last year, his minutes went down in Detroit. He played 75 games, but he went from 30 minutes a game to 16 minutes a game. So obviously you're going to see a drop in his numbers. He averaged only 6 points, 3 rebounds. He averaged 33% from the three-point line on only 3 attempts because he wasn't really playing a lot. And that's probably going to be the situation here in Miami. He's not going to be a backup wing or a backup guard. He's going to be the 10th or 11th man. So he's going to get time when people may get injured. So I understand why the Miami Heat may waive him. And then you're also keeping 2 roster spots available. Now you can give a standard contract to Vlad Golden, if this is who you want to go with your starting center position, and then you can also have a roster space. But the main reason why the Heat may do this, you guys, is to be under the luxury tax. But what that tells me, if you're doing someone like that, you're not really believing that this team can contend. But I don't think Simone Fontecchio is going to make or break your team. So I want to hear from you, Heat Nation. What do you guys think about this? Do you think that the Miami Heat should waive Simone Fontecchio? Do you think they should keep him on this roster to see what he does for this year? I say keep him. There's no need to waive him right now unless you're trying to finagle a trade. But you can use him as a part of a trade. Like if you're doing a trade for like Giannis or Trey, you can use a guy like Simone Fontecchio and Terry Rozier. Both have expiring contracts to send to a team. So I say hold him out just because he has trade value being in an expiring contract. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Guys, please don't forget to support the channel. Like, share, subscribe. Vote my daughter for Toddler of the Year. Really appreciate the support. And until next time, your boy Ernest out. And that is enough said.